everyone. So today we are going to see type inference and type compatibility. So let's understand the term itself, then we will continue. So what's the meaning of type inference? Type inference in Typescript means that the compiler automatically figures out a variable's type based on the value we assign. Understood? That what's the meaning of this? Type inference in Typescript means that the compiler automatically figures out a variable's type based on the value you assign. It helps make our code cleaner and shorter. Understood? Since you don't always need to manually specify types, let's take an example. Let's move to Typescript compiler. You can also visit this URL, and without setup you can just write your Typescript code. So let's take an example. Let name is equal to John. Okay, so see here, I have defined name is equal to John, and the type is automatically, we're understanding that the what it's saying cannot redeclared. I think I have already redeclared this name, so let's write name one. Okay, so we can see that the name type is string. Here we can see that name type is string. So what it's doing, Typescript automatically infers that the variable name is of type string. Okay, that means you can use it like any normal string. Okay, but the Typescript will stop you from doing something invalid. So let's try it out that also. If I'm writing name a is equal to 1, name 1 is equal to 1, let's try this. So it's saying that number is not assignable to type string. So this is the meaning of type inference. How the Typescript is automatically identifying the things. Okay, so this is type inference. Now let's move to another term. We are having type compatibility. You can also visit this URL, this documentation. Here you can deep dive into this type inference and you can read everything about it. Okay, I will provide the link in the description below, so definitely you should visit that. Okay, now let's go with type compatibility. Okay, so type compatibility means what? Now let's talk about this. Okay, so Typescript uses something called structural typing. Okay, so this is structural typing to check if two types are compatible. In simple terms, let's take example and understand it more deeply. Let's remove this and let's write interface, and interface type is point, and let's define x as number. Okay, now let's define y as number. Okay, and now let's call pi or p1. Let's call p1 is equal to point, and let's provide x 0, y something, anything like 20. Okay, but it's saying point only refers to a type, but it is being used as a value. So let's update this, and now let's create p2. Let's call this. Now let's define x as number. Okay, and y as number. Okay, y as number, x number, y number. Okay, and let's point this to p1. Okay, what it's saying, on number only refers to a type, but it is being used as a value here. Okay, perfect. Now as we can see, let's console the thing also. p2.x. Perfect. Okay, so here we can see that in simple terms two types are compatible if their structure matches. Okay, we do have this and we do have this. If its structure matches, even if names are different. Okay, so here we can see that the we are having a interface point and we have defined the type here, and again I am creating p2 and here I am defining the type and I am pointing this to here. Okay, so what it means here, p1 is of type point. We can see that p1 is of type point and p2 is an object. Definitely we can see that p2 is an object with the same structure. It has x and y. Okay, we can see that it has x and y. So that is a structural typing in TypeScript. I hope you understood. Thank you.